coming to this realization that you no longer need others to change. And it is quite a realization because as much as this human mind is so eager, even through the ages, like when you're a child, you have that innocence, um, and then you become a teenage and a little bit age, then you want to get into a job, marry, and have all these things that you want to do. And then you're coming into adulthood where you're regretting that all these influences that influence you not to have a great childhood. So who are we blaming at? So I totally understand that coming into the space of age, I don't look at it like I'm aging this much. I'm looking at it how great I have 45 years, 400, something like that. So you just allow this expansion of your emotion rather than it get triggered by something. And it's the same time, thing that we might be in life, we want our parents to change, our brothers to change, our partners to change, our friends to change. But imagine as a lighthouse, you're not driving those vessels in the ocean. You're just producing a light into the darkness. They are driving their own vessels in that light. So the sense of coming into this body and that you are keeping this place in that such an understanding. And even that retirement, some of you are writing that um, I met someone yesterday from the community and she didn't want to retire. But retirement might be just a space of you coming back to enjoying life. What is so fearful about it? What are these things, that expectations that we put into our bodies and to our emotions? So allow this class to find psychosomatically where these traumas and where these blockages of these emotions are. That's why the practice is so, so important, that you come into this present moment. That is the only moment you got. When you're born, you've already signed up for that death. So there's no part of fighting with that. When you are healthy, you're signing to be not healthy. So it's a polarity that the world exists, but it is your realization come into the middle part of it, not the fear of it, not to force things out, not to even, some people even want to discuss about things. Oh, I don't want to go there. No, might be that where you don't want to go there must be where your healing is at. So this is nothing for the external, because the world is very louder and louder, because if you're going to live by the rules of the others and the fashion of the others, roles of the others, you have not find your place. And remember, you have come to keep your footprint. We look at a flower. All the petals are different to each other, but that it's a beautiful flower. So you're here to have your footprint, not to tiptoe around it. So make sure that you take a deep breath in and coming into this space of whole. That you're leaving all these fights, all these sort of achievements that you had to achieve, run away from things. Take a moment and take a pause to that. And take a deep breath in. And I'll move the camera towards our shoulders, roll back and open up that chest and elevate that space of the heart. Every thought and emotion cripples your body if it is in a place of separation and a fight. Drop the shoulders up, take a deep breath in, tilt the head back and Very gently massage the back of the skull, releasing any tension that you're holding. Into the chest. You're just grateful, just sitting here. Take a deep breath in and bring that space of the energy of a smile to the face, not just the lip softening. Now take a deep breath in, elongate that spine, keep coming in, breath out, keep going out, twisting the spine to the right side. And you're very grateful the mobility of this body that you're borrowing. Take a deep breath in, come back into the center, change the formation of the legs. Take a deep breath in, shrug the shoulders up, tilt the head back, massage the back of the skull. Into the chest, relax. Take a deep breath in, filled with that joy of waking up. How can one not be grateful for this mystery? Out breath, twisting the spine to the left side. Back into the center. Take observation of this luminous energy that has come into a creation of this body, growth of this body, vibrancy of this body. Otherwise, life just passes you by. Now take a deep breath in, left foot into the back, right hip open, shoulders roll back and chest lift up. Take a deep breath in, breath out, drop the elbows, focus palm. Each breath take a note with satisfaction. Observe your mind. If you don't have this satisfaction and gratitude, how grumpy you become, how grumpy your health, relationships become, how grumpy your future looks like. You have to be very conscious about the gifts that you're occupying by the grace of the other. Clench and unclench those fingers and open up that space that you have been shutting. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax. Just if the life is fully, aren't you fully at this very moment? Ask yourself, why, when I think I don't have this satisfaction? Take a deep breath in and very gently moving into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor, engage the pelvic floor muscle, the bandhas. And take a deep breath in gratitude into the strength, in the reality you're holding in this body. Now drop the knees and stretch the spine. Live as fully as that your realization is happening. Crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Shoulders relax and take a deep breath in into upward. You're not here just to fade away and waste time on just on a material level. Life is for living. Life is not for accumulating. Take the lessons from there. Breathe out and move into a down phase. very gently. You can even bend the knees and keep your posture very gently coming into that space of living. And the body moves in all directions, it's creating. There's potential. There's extreme and so powerful, but only few of you are conscious of our left foot into the front, into the pigeon pose. Shoulders roll back and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. Drop the elbows and walk those palms and release. Now take a deep breath in and observe the body. Observe the breath. Observe the spirit. When you're constantly fighting for the necessities in the life, and you become in this process, you get engulfed by it. Ask yourself what you have felt that you have lost. If you were young and beautiful and clear in the space of the skin, and are you any of that? Or you're embracing the changes? So don't fight for this superficial surface of yourself. Fight for the self that you have lost. Ask yourself, ask yourself, why have I postponed life to pay a bill, start a new project, make something beautiful, make something warm? Not just for you to have a lot of followers and to become famous. Until you're open to the part of you that has been shut down for so long because of these necessities. Ask yourself, ask yourself. Remember, you're here to keep your footprint, not to tiptoe around it. So you are a grumpy person, you are a moody person, you are a person of judgment because your intensity of the pain is so much happening. And the only way to soften that trauma is to become part of your landscape and the landscape of your own. Why are you here? Not to look at every petal and to compare yourself, but to look at the final blooming that we all are one and we are all blooming together. There is no fighting in this nature. It's only the humans do this. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back, stronger and holding onto a plank. Drop the knees and very gently stretch the spine, palms facing up. Take a moment. You're retiring into your being. But for the mind, retiring is a dead word. Retirement is you're no longer valid. There is no currency that is more validation for you. Change those ideas that the world is giving to you. Retiring is happening now. You're retiring into your being. Your beginning of life starts here. And that should be not the end, that should be your starting point, if that's where you are at. It's not about having regrets how badly you play life. once you mature, the, the answer is, I did the best. Rolling and bringing the chest into the front. This time we are coming into a Bhujanga asana. And very gently keep the elbows onto the floor and drop the belly and soften the hips, breathing into a gentle cobra. Or look into the right side, back into the center, or look into the left side. Back into the center. Relax the third eye onto the floor or to the hands. Shoulders relax. And very gently, just arrest the process of the third eye. Now, at this very moment, if you are opening up that space of the third eye, you can see there's no preconceived space in there. Somebody should be like this, somebody must have this. So you can release that space of the moodiness that's still holding as a teenager in the body, or maybe a bit more older than that. Of course, with this practice, you'll change. You're healing, you're learning, you're growing. Of course, you're having boundaries, not for the others, but for yourself. And you're choosing yourself more. So there is a surrender and a gratitude that you owe your life to yourself. Now take a deep breath in. Bring your palms where the elbows and come and elevate into the up face dog. Breathe out towards a down face. Now take a deep breath in and stretch the left leg into the back. Give a good rotation to the left foot. Release any tension. Left knee onto the chest. Breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back. Left knee onto the left elbow. Stretch back. Left knee onto the right elbow. Stretch back. Now take a deep breath in and bring that left foot into the front. Ground yourself through your feet as roots. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raise onto the crown. Palms onto the Namaskar position. Now, always remember that your gratitude does not have to come from words, because I always believe the words are pathetic, they're inadequate, they're just words. But if your gratitude comes through your service, you don't have to be talking to someone, but being there for someone. Just take a moment in this realization, because if you have never been for someone, you will never be there for yourself also, as much as you think it's as a separation. Come into the Virabhadrasana from this, into the space of the warrior. There is so much things that the society makes you necessary. Please take time in the warrior pose not to be ruled by it, not to make decisions based on things, also by society demands. As that flower holding all the petals, your realization you owe your life to everything that surrounds you. As much as you want to do it alone, gentle arch back into the center, elbow onto the knee. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Now, right reaching up and hold that into the sacrum and just keep the elbow up. If you can turn the head, but if the tension is still there, just easily whisper into that part of the body with the breathing. Remember, the postures and the breathing should be enjoyed and witnessed. It's not to be full of concern, not to be full of worries about. Now take a deep breath in and right arm reaching up. Roll the right arm into the back and touch the floor. From the out breath, left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Take a moment. Breathe. Left reaching into the back and touch the floor. Hold on to the front knee, shoulders relax and chest open. Now lunge as much as possible. And this is going to be a little bit challenging. Now take a deep breath in, arms raise onto the crown, interlacing the fingers, but without crushing the back of your spine, gentle arch, if you can, if you can. But lunging forward will help you to arch backwards. When you come into that place, consciously, recently, breathe out, spread the wings and touch the floor. Into a plank. Now let me onto the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Now open that right chest until you become aware of it. Right, reaching into the back and touch the floor. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench. See where your tension is. I'll reaching into the back and touch the floor. Drop the knees. And now completely breathe out to the space of the cat. Just rather than doing the posture, just become touch with the posture. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye, coming into the cow posture. Such a subtle thing is happening there. And the words and your use in logic, it can be very distancing. You don't have to go through the mind here. So just come out of those meaningless space and become feeling fit. Now neutral spine and rotate the hips and give that space into the digestion. Let the life digest through you. On to the other side. And observe that how much independent happening onto the other side. Now stretch the spine knees wide apart. Now this is a time that mm, we work with so much people with in the sector of care. I observe myself that I'm very quick to give advice, but I'm guilty as anyone. Because sometimes we think we have the answers for everyone, which of course we don't. But I could see the appreciation that person has. That when I look into their eyes, and just to say them that we are there, it's make such a difference. No conversation. That we are there for them. Remember the sector of healers, counselors, this sector is very sensitive. So there is not, even you learn through a lot of logic, there is a process that it needs sensitivity. Because the temptation is you want to put all what you studied into the person. So we are too quick to give advice. Take a moment if that is happening in your life. Palms facing down, rolling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into a gentle up phase. Breathe out towards a gentle down phase. Move into the posture with that kindness, with that ahimsa. Don't take the postures too serious. Right leg up, rotation to the right foot into the back, right knee to the right chest, breathe out. Stretch back, right knee to the right elbow. Strong on the pelvic floor and the bandha, stretch back, right knee to the left elbow. Stretch back, right foot into the front. Ground your feet. Arms stretch into the back. Arms raised onto the crown. Palms onto the namaskar position. Just observe the uniqueness of this body and the mind and the uniqueness of the other. You are in a mobility of a body and celebrating all these colors of vibrations and becoming your own self more. Almost it's living boldly. When you come into this realization, come into the Virabhadrasana. Come alive for that moment. Let go of the grumpiness of the worry, the stress, the bill, my children, my family. If you are attending to all what you have loved in this way, you are also conditioning them to become like you. World is an incredible place to celebrate. There is a uniqueness, and you have to find your own uniqueness to savor it. Once you taken the mudra, gentle arch, back into the center, elbow onto the knee. left arm reaching up and into the sacrum, opening that. This space now, observe it gently. These are civilized places, civilized education, civilized countries. But most of the time when we come through the traffic with our work, we hardly see someone is just smiling. They're all furrowed. Their eyebrows are all in worry. And this country is meant to not have those things. And I'm just looking at this every day. I don't know whether it's regression. I don't know what it is. Everything has become a fight for people here. So you just become very aware of things. Now, very gently, left arm reaching up to the ceiling, left arm rolling into the back and touch the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Right, reaching into the back and touch the floor. Now hold on to the front knee, push the hips forward, releasing the tension. More you are lunging, this is easy. Arms stretching to the back, arms raised onto the ground. Do not tighten the back. Purpose is to be just arching, opening up. Very gently spread the wings and touch the floor. And your purpose is in life is to be in your fullest capacity. So you're almost like an energy of a lighthouse. But you're not telling anyone where to go. You're shining and you're providing the passage. Let others find their way. When you are who you are, then the community feels the lighter from having interacted with that space. So do the stretch very gently, coming into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Don't tilt the head too up or too down. So align the spine from the head to the toe. So very gently rising onto the floor. I'm reaching up to the ceiling. Make sure your breath is very gently breathing in and out. Left reaching into the back. Touch the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Into the back and drop the knees completely. Breathe out to the cat. Breathing in tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Release. Give a good rotation to the hips and to the digestion and to the kidneys. Wider rotation to the other side and stretch the spine. Now the practice is that you have become the architect of your soul. And all of us are. There's not only in physical levels traumas happen like tsunami, wars. There's also, we are rebuilding after our own solo journey. And that cannot be done alone. Most of the time, these safe things, armor that you have built, around you to do things alone is also suffocating in a certain time. So take a moment and tell yourself, remind yourself what a miracle you are, even to come in this far. Now, if you didn't know that about yourself, let's take a moment. I don't think we can ever really know the other person's story. So don't stop when you meet someone on a surface level. If you don't have time and you have so much to work on yourself, don't dive into the others because you've got no idea what the others are going through. As once you had barriers up, so do they. But when you go through a lot of health issues, without a lot of chronic pain, with psychological pain, you get to learn some extremely much more empathetic to yourself and to others. And there's a joy by helping people. Stretch the spine very gently into a child pose. So all those things that happen as negative connotation, it's actually a miracle. As I always say, the lotus comes from the mud and it opens up as the most sacred space. I'm saying that space of the innocence of the child. Remember just the experience because it's too holy to be spoken. As much as we all love words, it's quite difficult to put into words certain things. That's why they're called sacred. So have that space of that you owe the miracle. Even your mind feels that you're narrowed and narrowed and narrowed and narrowed from a large, and you no longer can survive. And it's the lowest level of your depression. Take a moment. I met a person yesterday who came out of a very dark cycle. He was a part of the community. That surrender and not getting carried away with the mind. Very gently roll onto the crown of the head and activate the pituitary and the pineal energy and roll back into the third eye. So don't ever think that because of losing something, you're going through a difficulty, that your life once was broad and now it's been narrowed. Just those thoughts and emotions, observe very gently. Now very gently wake up the spine, one vertebra at a time. So this person said to me yesterday, like, he felt like he, he, there is no need for him to be here. Remember, there is a need that you need to be here. That's why you're first place in here. And that's why I always say that the flowers with the petals, your footprint is so valid. So don't tiptoe around it because something is difficult. No matter what painful things you have gone through. Coming to that space, take a moment to see how a butterfly has embodiment into that. From a caterpillar and the cocoon, it basically creates a hormone to eat that whole cocoon. So sometimes for you to have that transformation, you need to eat your old self and digest it out. And you have to get strength from it to turn into that beautiful, courageous space. And the practice is nothing about that. When you come into that space very gently, take a moment and stretch the legs into the front, releasing that tension. Give a good shake to the legs and release anything that has been in the space of now take a deep breath and bring the knees to the chest. Completely breathe out. Breathing in, arms raise onto the ground, feet stretch up. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in, breath out. Breathing in, breath out. Breathing in, breath out. Now very gently coming into a space of Sukhasana. Shoulders relax and just open. Now take a moment. If you're a person who have been taking care of other people, it is because it heals the part of you that needed someone to take care of you. So these exchanges are happening for a reason, and don't become personal about it. Now shrug the shoulders up, tilt the head back, massage the back of the skull, and get that area, the energy to move. Open and close the mouth wider, wider, chin to the chest, and relax. Now very gently heat up the palms and create the energy. And very gently touching around the face, the eyes, and release any further tension. And take a moment that out of this practice, you have come into a few stages. You no longer blame the others because you know it's a long way to go on this journey. If you blame yourself, it's also still half there. But you blame no one, you have arrived into this space. Now take a moment just to relax into the essence of the class. Shoulders relax. Just being in that space that you're no longer finding the purpose of the gender or a purpose of the color, purpose of the occupation, but the purpose that is hidden, you're unearthing that space now. It does not belong to any particular character at all. Now you could feel that the essence of the conversation, not it whispers to yourself to enjoy wherever you are at, because it won't come again. The life should be enjoyed. It's not to be full of concerns, full of worries about things. So take a moment and come into the space of your realization. Make decisions that today, the things that enhance life. When you come into that space, arms very gently raised back to the crown, arms onto the namaskar position. I'm grateful to be sitting here. I'm grateful for this space. I'm grateful for all. That I'm grateful eternally to everything that the others, whether it's raining, whether it's shining, whether it's the heat. Take a deep breath in and chanting a single Om to elevate into that space. Take a deep breath in. Om. Arms very gently raised back to the ground, cleansing the space and the aura. And the larger body that you're taking refuge is your home. And your home is taking the refuge on the state, and the state in the country, and the country into the space of the world, the galaxy. So now you see you're just a dust of realization. We gently bring that realization into the crown, into the third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, and Muladhara. Take a deep breath in and feel there is a grounding roots strongly developing onto the earth from you. Couple of more deep breaths. You're sending a light that is the size of a basketball through those roots, developing and grounding yourself. Now take a deep breath in and bring the energy of the end of the spinal column. That's the sparkle of energy of light is cleansing on a 360 degrees all around, and sending that light to that into the roots to the ground. I take a deep breath in and bring the same energy formation into the navel, and give that light like a lighthouse just spreading through on a 360-degree, cleansing, releasing stagnation of energy no longer coming into the space of use. Shoot it through the roots into the crown. Bring that energy into the solar plexus and take some time and work with the organs, work with the liver, spleen, kidneys, ovaries, whatever is for you, spine. Once the aura of that energy is quite like a lighthouse, release that energy through those roots to the ground. Now bring that into the space of the heart, and very gently opening up into the space of the heart, very gently, shining it like a sun on it, luminous. Let it pass through all that space of the heart, the lungs, the body, and you're very grateful for working on this chakra, and very gently through the energy of that smiling face, releasing it through the shoot of the roots. Bring that space into the throat and clear it, any murky color around the throat. Take a note of that satisfaction in the throat, clear communication. And releasing anything out through the shoot into the grounding. Now take a deep breath in and bring into the third eye out of total satisfaction and realization. And very gently, anything murky, anything to be released, anything to let it go, let it be, let it fade away with purpose through that shoot onto the roots. So now, after having that clear eyes, bring that into the third eye, and the space of creativity, space of potential, space of that consciousness. Let that light move through the brain to the skull and release it to the shoot. Now let it be the crown of the head. Let that space of the lotus blossoming spreading that light into a cascade of lights through the body, around the body, taking any residue of things that no longer, almost like the autumn leaves drops, beginning of life, starting of life, the moment to move forward, a moment to be proactive, whatever the area you want to be. Now you're free. Releasing through the shoes. Arms raised onto the ground, palms onto the namaskar. Now you have come into the realization what is beautiful at this moment. Do it now. Make it happen. It's not about being good at it. It's about just coming into that space of realization with the moon. Namaste. Look at the rainbows. Actually, the end of this class, the screen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All rainbows. 12, 13, 14. So there's a lot of rainbows on the screen, so I hardly can see any of you guys. It's all rainbows. So perhaps I think there was Sylvia, there was Liz, there was Matt, there was Sarah. Isn't it, Dessa? Have I missed anyone? Huh? Sarah, Sylvia, Matt, and all of you, and Liz. Big love to you all. If I have missed, I can't see anyone because it's rainbows covering. What a beautiful projection of life and its interpretation. Namaste to you. Love to you all. And thank you for all your wishes. And I healed very quickly. Take care. Bye.